Your dad loves you. Yes, soul?
Hey, I'm sorry. This is, well, I'm sorry. It's a less serious of a question, but my birthday...
Great. We need to be serious. We need to have fun. Go ahead. We need to get out of the serious and have fun. Go ahead.
Could you sing Happy Birthday to me in Tamaki's voice?
Do you know what just popped into my mind? Has anyone ever seen the video of Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President? Why do I think Tamaki would do that? See, Tamaki doesn't care who he's doing it to. He's got to be romantic. You know what I mean? He's got to be like sappy, sugary, romantic. So, is it your birthday?
Stand on the chair.
Come here. Wait, let's go up to the camera. Look, we're gonna be on TV. Look there. Look at the screen. Look, yeah, zoom in. What are you zooming out? Get in this guy's face. That's better. Hold your shot. What? Hold your shot. No, wait, don't freeze it. We're missing all of these wonderful moments. Now, are you focused? You want to roll your focus a little bit? He's a little soft. Now, you don't move the camera because I'm going to reframe us. Ready? Two shot. There we go. What was your name?
Noah.
Do you have an arc? No. Dang. All right, you ready? I've never done this before, but Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Noah. I love your arc. Happy birthday to you. Noah, you don't know how close I just came to going, Happy birthday, Mr. President. Okay, yes?
Okay, do you have any advice for anybody that wants to get into voice acting?
Awesome question. How many of you guys, I even told some of you who asked me that at the autograph session to ask me here, because I know a lot of people have that question, right? How many of you guys interested in voice acting? See my point? Okay, let me tell you this, you guys. There are two things that you need to know about voice acting. Thank you, Benny. Number one, the main word in voice acting is acting. That may seem like a strange thing to say, but what I mean by that is there are plenty of people that have a nice voice. And there are plenty of people that can imitate, make funny voices and imitate characters. But that's not really what voice acting is about. All of the voice actors that I know were first and foremost actors. They were doing theater. They were studying acting. They were involved in stage productions. They were involved in on-camera productions. They were taking any opportunity to act. Okay? So that's the first thing. If you are interested in voice acting, get involved in acting. Get in your school productions. Take acting classes. Get into community theater. Get into church programs. Take any opportunity to develop your skills as an actor. Okay? That's number one. Number two, it may seem simple, but it's true. Location. You have to live where that kind of work is done. Now, I've said many times, if you guys have seen this on a video, I apologize, it's on YouTube too many times, but if I wanted to be a country singer, I'd move to Nashville, right? Because that's where they do that kind of thing, right? Oh, darling, I love you, right? Whatever. I mean, if I wanted, you understand what I'm saying? If I wanted to do a certain thing, the smart thing to do would be to be where that kind of work is done. There are only a handful of places where, hey, Erica, if you want to pick somebody and have them ready, we'll do that. And just do me a favor and mix it up. You know what I mean? Just kind of go around the room. if you want to get involved, those kind of in voice acting, there are only a handful of cities where that kind of work is done. Number 1, Los Angeles. Number 2, Dallas, Houston, Vancouver. Of course, you can kind of forget that because they won't let us do stuff up there. That's the bummer. I mean, I wanted to be in Death Note so bad, but Viz decided to dub Death Note in Canada. So you'll notice that all the actors are Canadians because they wouldn't let us be in it. The exec producer of Inuyasha wanted me to play the lead in one of the Inuyasha movies, but then they told him he wasn't allowed to use me because I'm not a Canadian citizen. So that's kind of one of the trade-offs. Well, hold on. That's one of the trade-offs, you see, because if Canada gives you a break, if this young lady right here has an anime production and she wants to dub it in Canada because she'll save money, Canada says, okay, we'll let you come up here and dub it, but you got to use our people. See, that's the way it works. That's the way they're able to get more work for their citizens. So Vancouver and and New York, a little bit New York City. But those are kind of the handful. Now let me say something very important, you guys. There's a difference between voice acting and voiceover. Voiceover is if you're suffering from hemorrhoids, take the medicine approved by doctors. Right? Or, so my wife made me spaghetti tonight, but I really wanted Kraft macaroni and cheese. Okay? That's voiceover, like commercial work. Okay? And I have good news for you if you live nearby. Any even minimally sized town is going to have voiceover opportunities. You know why? Because they have businesses that want to advertise, right? You could live in a town of 1,000 people and chances are there's a restaurant or a plumbing store or an automotive store, right? And they want to advertise their business, so they're going to need somebody to do their commercials for them. Atlanta, you can imagine the opportunities there. But that's voiceover. That's not voice acting. It's a little different, okay? So you can get a lot of experience doing that, though. Because one of the best things a voice actor can be is be familiar with his own voice. Know what your voice can do and what it can't do and how long you can do that for. So all of those things will help you become more familiar with your own voice and how to use it. But those are the two main things in voice acting. Acting and locution. Erica? Yes. Mario!
Mario!
You're looking so very pretty, huh?
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I have two, if that's okay. One, what is the absolute most tragic story you've ever heard from a fan?
Oh gosh, I can't tell that story. Everybody gonna cry, huh? They gonna be blubber all over the face. The most tragic story. The most tragic story I ever heard. The most tragic story. No, I could never do that. I'm serious. That could be a real downer. I will tell you this. I hear a lot of things that when I started this business, I never expected to hear. You feel me, Noah? When I started, I thought this is fun. Oh, look, I get to play these characters, these little cartoon guys. This is awesome. When I was a little kid, I loved Speed Racer and Kimba the White Lion and these shows. And you know what? I didn't even know they were anime. I just knew they were weird. You know what I mean? Good weird. They didn't look like Scooby-Doo. They didn't sound like Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny Roadrunner. You know what I mean? They were different. They looked different, they sounded different, but I liked them. And so to get to do what I'm doing now, I just thought it was so much fun until more weighty, important shows and opportunities came along. And then I realized that there was so much more than I ever imagined. And I have heard a lot of very, 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 very tragic things. But I would not want I would not want to be responsible for the mass exodus out of the room. What's your second question? Please make a fun question, huh?
Okay. I would like your opinion on how babies are made.
I have an answer. I have an answer for this. I know the answer to this. You ready? What's your name? No, it's not. Noelle and Noah? Yes. Sitting in a tree, yo. No, I'm just messing with you. Noelle? Here it is. Here is how babies are made. Salt, 15 grams. Saltpeter, 24 grams. Potassium, 9 grams. Mix it all up. Alphonse, look, a baby. Let's call her Noelle. You will be our little homunculus baby. Okay, yes.
First off, can I ask for a hug for that?
Dude, get over here. Come on. Come on, baby. Give me some love. Uh-oh. What's your name?
Casey.
Kason? Cool.
Casey.
Casey, cool name. What's your question? Is that a shark tooth? Sweet action. I love sharks. You guys, when I was like 16, Jaws came out. Don't do the math. Don't do the math. 16, Jaws came out. Oh, good Lord! Vic's 59 years old. No, when Jaws came out, I became fascinated with sharks. I wrote like research papers and all 25 pages of I loved sharks, dude. I actually went in a cage in Hawaii. They lowered me down in the middle of all these sharks. It was awesome! What's your question?
My question is how did you become a voice actor?
You guys, you know what? Quite by accident. I have to tell you, very much by accident. Thank you. Well, here's the thing, you guys. I had been doing a lot of acting ever since I was very young. And about 14 years ago, a friend of mine, I was working on a video production in Houston, Texas. And my friend that I was working on this video said, "Hey, you got a lot of acting experience, don't you?" I said, "Oh, yeah, man, I've been doing that ever since I was 10. And he said, "There's this place here in Houston called AWA Films, and they buy these Japanese animated shows and they dub them into English, and they need actors." And I was like, "Really? You're kidding. That sounds really fun." Now this is important. I need to stress this point. I didn't say, "Oh yeah, how much does it pay?" I just thought it would be fun. It was an acting opportunity. I like to act, right? It was a completely different kind of acting, right? Because when you're on stage, think about it. When you're in a stage production, you have all kinds of tools at your disposal. You have your facial expressions. All I'd have to do is look at this guy and go, and he'd be like, "Crap, he's mad at me," without a word, right? Or you have your gestures. You have your costume, right? You have makeup. You have so many things to create a character with, visually. You have none of those in voice acting. You just have your voice. So it was a real challenge, and I thought it would be fun. So I did it. I went to AWA, and they were a little tiny production company at the time, and They cast me in Street Fighter 2 as Vega. Yes, the clawed one. And I thought it was fun. It was a neat experience, and then I figured it was done, right? I did it, it was fun, go back to my normal life. And then a few weeks later, they called me and said, hey, we've got this other show. You want to come and do it? I'm like, no, sure, okay. Went and did that one. Now, the funny thing also was I didn't even know what they did with these things once we recorded them. Did they? I guess they sold them somewhere, right? I mean, they'd have to make their money back on them, but I didn't know where they sold them. I didn't know what they ever did with them. I just did it because I thought it was fun. Meanwhile, I was writing music for a production company, and that's the kind of stuff that I was doing professionally, video and film work, and I was writing jingles and music for ad agencies and commercial work and stuff. So then the next thing you know, opportunity, they just kept doing more shows, right? And I just kept doing it. And the next thing you know, somebody invites me to an anime convention. Woo! I was like, what? They have conventions for this stuff? I mean, I went to Star Trek conventions when I was a little kid, but I didn't know they had anime conventions. So I went, and I was blown away by the fact that people came up like dressed as characters that I'd played. And people had me sign action figures of my characters and wall scrolls and pencil boards. I was completely blown away. I had no idea any of that even existed. Well then, while I was at a convention, I met some people from Funimation in Dallas, and they invited me to come and work for them. And then I met some people a couple of years later in Los Angeles, and they invited me to come and do some work for them. And that's how it started. Isn't that random? I didn't beat the pavement. I didn't knock on doors all day. I didn't send out 100 resumes. I didn't pass out demo tapes. It just was an opportunity that opened up, and that's why, don't get mad, don't get offended. I'm not being religious, I'm just telling you the truth. That's why I made sure and give all the credit to God for the opportunities that I've been given. Because I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. I didn't plan it. I didn't strategize it. It was just an opportunity. So I want to make sure and give credit where credit is due. I promised him I would always do that. So I'm going to do it. And I'm hoping that I'm not offending anyone. I hope not. Nothing. I would never want to offend anyone. But I got to tell the truth. And that's the truth. I have to recognize somebody who I love so very much. She's had a pretty rough year or so. But I want you guys to meet one of my sweetest friends. She was an officer in the Rangers for a long time. And she came to this convention hoping that that the spirit here and the affection and the excitement and the enthusiasm, all these people together loving all this stuff, would help kind of raise her spirits and lift her spirits a little bit. So I decided that I wanted us to do that. Will you help me do that? You guys, this is my sweet friend Audrey. Say hi to Audrey. And I want you to say, we love you, Audrey. We love you, Audrey. If you see her walking around the con, glomp her. Now, she's not very big, so you could probably knock her over, so don't hurt her, but let her know how much you love her and that you're glad she's here. There's no way we have 5 minutes left. Are you kidding? Is that? No. I'm sorry, say again? Well, I want to do a lot of things. That's the problem. We have no time. Okay, you know what? I want to talk to you guys, so pick a question. Yes?
Hi. I was wondering, what is the one role that you always really wanted to, like the character you always wanted to be, but just never got to be? Someone else got it before you.
Oh, there are many of those.
What's the #1 character?
Well, you know, what's your name?
Alex.
Alex, you know what? People have asked me that before, and I used to answer. What I mean by that is I used to be honest and tell people there were certain characters that I really wanted to play, and I didn't get to. But then somebody told me something one day that never occurred to me. I never thought about. You know what they said? They said, you know, Vic, when people ask you characters you wanted to play and you say them, the audience could get the impression that you're somehow dissing the guy that ended up playing the role. What if that voice actor thinks that you're basically saying you could have done a better job? You know what I mean? What if the audience thinks that you're basically kind of, you know, I wanted to do that, but I wouldn't. And when I heard them, when they told me that, when I heard them say that, I was like, oh my gosh, I would never want somebody to think that. Some of my best friends have ended up playing characters that I wanted to play, or did play at one time. And so I would never want them to think that I was somehow wanting to take away anything from their performance in a role. So I stopped answering that question for that reason. Now I will tell you that there are some roles that I did play, and then the company that had the license lost the show, and another company picked up the show and recast it from the beginning. I can tell you that, and there were a couple of characters that I was playing that I really enjoyed, and I lost the chance to play those characters. One of them was Sergeant Frog. Oh my gosh, you guys, I played Keroro. And I loved it so much. I gave him a cute little speech thing, like a little nerd, and because, you know, he loves to build the Gundam models and stuff. And we had recorded about 15 episodes already. We were well into the series, and then the company lost the license, and another company picked it up and just started over. So, you know, that kind of thing happens. That's just part of life. What's the other, what was the show that was on? Sorry? Oh, I dare not talk about that. Somebody was clearly in the Ask an Anime character panel yesterday. But there are a lot of those characters. They're characters that you always kind of hope you get to play, and sometimes you get to. My big dream character that I'm very excited that I got to play was Tamaki. But as an actor, you really risk a big jinxing yourself. You know, you risk jinxing yourself by getting your sights set on one guy you want to play. Because, you know what I mean? That sometimes then you don't get to play that and you're all bummed out. And there were also characters that I wanted to play and I didn't get cast in that character, I got cast in the other guy. And the other guy turned out to be more fun than I ever imagined. A perfect example of that would be like Full Metal Panic. If you guys know Kurtz Weber, I wanted to play Sosuke Sagara. He's the lead guy, but then when I got cast as Kurtz, I'm like, Kurtz is awesome. He's so fun. And so, you know, everything kind of works out the way it's supposed to. So, question? You have your own fan club back there. That's awesome. Oh, you do. Hi. What's your question, sweetheart?
I have two questions.
Well, pick one because we have a lot of people here. I think we want to just kind of spread it out. Is that okay?
Mine kind of go together. Okay. Tomorrow's my birthday and all. And I'm not asking you to sing happy birthday, I promise.
No, I'm going to beat you to it. Yes?
You already did that yesterday.
What is your question, sweetie?
I have something for you to give you tomorrow. It's a picture.
You're not allowed to give me things on your birthday.
Breaking the rules.
And
who taught you how to celebrate birthdays?
Me?
You're supposed to just sit back and let your friends love on you and bring you prezzies.
And I drew a picture of Edward for you.
Well, I would love to have that
I wanted to
picture.
give it to you, but I forgot my sketchbook today at home.
Okay. Well, maybe you can give it to me later.
Yay!
Okay. Hey, listen, I think that I'm doing an autograph session too. Right after, what time? 8 o'clock? Okay, now I know that there are other things scheduled, but if I didn't get the chance to meet you guys, I would love to do that. So I'm gonna be, oh my gosh, that's scary. So I'm gonna be down, where is it? Is it gonna be in front of the dealer's room? Right in front of the dealer's room entrance at 8 o'clock. I'll be down there. For those of you that know that I write and produce music professionally, a lot of you guys wrote me emails and asked me if I would be bringing music CDs this year. I've got CDs with some great songs from different anime series on them, and I'll have those at the autograph session as well. But man, you know what I'm gonna do next year? Can we make a promise? You guys make a promise with me. If you promise to meet me in this room 1 year from now, next year for AWA, I'm going to beg them and plead with them to let me have like an hour and a half panel. So we can have more fun, we can show some fun things, we can get to more questions, we can sing to more people named Noah, we can do all kinds of things that we didn't get to do in the limited time we had. So, thank you guys for coming. I love y'all. Hey, do me a favor, Fingerman, play that video while people are leaving. Can you do that for me, please?